Up. Boom, boom. Hello, hello, hello. It's RocksAlot. And I hit the live. I wasn't quite ready, but we're live, so welcome. Let's get some of this. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, hi. Sunday. I hope you all had a good weekend. The world is pretty crazy, so we're not really going to talk about that much. And we're going to do some rocks. And hopefully I got everything prepared. So let me get some lights on here.
Check your water?
Yeah.
It's being weird the other day.
I did. I fixed it. Yeah, that's what it means. Okay. Hi there. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hey, Jed, how you doing today? Just getting going. Got my trays full. Going to finish these today, and before I do that, I'm going to cut a couple extras. So these are the ones I need to finish on the last 3 wheels. Now those were from the last cut we did, but I'm going to do a couple of cuts before that today. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing okay. It's an odd weekend, isn't it? Because we got lots of things happening around the world that maybe we woke up Friday not knowing about. Where's it going to show? Let's wait for a couple of people to come in, and I'll show you the finished stuff that we did from last live. I did go back in. We finished the back off the last time, and then I went and trimmed up the really, really sharp corners, put it in the freezer, and pulled it off the dopstick. So that turned out really nice. And we might as well show it. Why not? Not many people here, but I do need to measure it, and I do need to weigh it. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Hi, Akira. Welcome in. So, yeah, let's just do a quick calibration of the opal. So this was the opal. We worked on it 3 times, all in lives. I got to be really careful so I don't drop the dang thing. But it turned out super. I have something for that, don't I? Get that wax off of there. I don't want to scratch this either, so these are pretty sharp on the ends of these little wires. But we'll hold it in pretty nice. So there you go. So that was the finished opal. Let's get rid of that. Shaped up really nice. Nice high dome, really. You can see we've got a tiny little girdle on it so that the jeweler can wrap around it. And well, if you want to save money, watch me. If you want to get some amazing, amazing rocks and specimens and cabs, go watch Kyle. You know, Kyle's probably one of the best top sellers on YouTube, especially when it comes to rocks and specimens and cabs. So, all right, let's do a little quick weight. It says nothing. Why is that doing that today? Let's try that again. It says nothing. That's why. All right, let's try the other one. I don't know why that's not working today. Maybe this one's broken. Finally. I should have another one somewhere. I thought. All right, well, I measured, I weighed it earlier. It's 2.5 carats, right on. It is 0.51 grams. So, yeah, it was working earlier. I don't know why it's being so finicky. Let's try it again. So let's do it with that on top. So that's 5.1. Let's do it this way. No, it's not measuring it today. That's weird. Maybe it was a different one that I had in the kitchen. And now I'm minus 0.5. So there you go. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's basically 0.5 of a gram, which is 2.5 carats. So decent size. And I have not calibrated it as far as how I did on my width and length. Let's do a quick. How's everybody doing? Yeah, it might be that. It's pretty flat, but you never know. I'm not too worried about it. Hey, Mental. See if we can at least get this calibrated. So that's 0. It is. Doop. Come on, it's so slippery. It doesn't want to fit in here. Let's go this way first then. So 8.66 millimeters wide. Come on. 10.66, 1066 is the Battle of Hastings. Just one of those rhymes that sticks in your head from when you're a kid. Or at least me. I didn't remember too much, but I remembered that. And come on. It's slow, slippery. Almost 5, so 4.69 in the dome. Actually 4.75, 4.74. So decent sized stone, nicely calibrated. Will fit in any prong setting for sure. And I'm really not sure which is better, the front or the back. The back is pretty nice too. Gorgeous dark black with the blues in it. Anyway, that was our finish from the last live. I don't have anything quite like that today. I do have another piece of opal that I'm going to do in a little bit. May turn out. I should have brought this one out because it may not turn out, but it's pretty healthy. It's got a fair bit of sand around it. It does have a little blue bar going through it. I'm hoping that this bottom is thick enough. I'm saying the bottom now. One, I'm hoping it turns black on the inside, but I'm hoping I can just take off this cap. But we're going to do that a little bit later. Put that where it's safe. How's everybody doing? I know we've all had quite a lot of news this weekend. I am waiting for my mother to get back from a trip, or at least to get back to her house from a trip. She is flying around sort of the Atlantic and the Mediterranean. So just a little bit anxious, but not too worried about it. So these are the ones we're going to finish off in a little bit, and I'm going to cut a couple more pieces just to go along with those, just to have some fun, to open something new up for myself. And let's undo this. I think I'm about to hit 1,700 subscribers, which is just fabulous. Come on, that's good. There we go. I'm going to move over to the machine here. I've tightened up everything. I can't undo it. There you go. Whew. There we go. All right. What should we do? didgeridoo. That's possible. I might do that one. And this one has this little piece glued to it, but I think that's probably similar to this piece. Hey Steven, how you doing? Michael, Jed, everybody. It's a bit flat on that side there. But yeah, we're just gonna get going. Got a few more pieces of little turquoise. I was gonna show, this is my favorite kind of turquoise. I don't even know what to do with this. It's probably beautiful in color on the inside, but I love how it's got like a plotch, like a nucleus almost, where it spreads out, or it just splotched in there, or slowly dripped, tip, 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 tip. Fun stuff. What else have we got? Let's cut a piece, and then I got a few other things to show. I did go to, we had a little art festival going on locally. I didn't get too many pictures. It's pretty much the same every year, but there is a lovely lady there that I go to see, and she'd been selling me some old stock Sleeping Beauty. Not AAA quality, but probably A quality. And she's super nice. She also happens to have the same name as my mom. So I go to say hi, and she was there. She showed me a couple of rock and mineral shows next week. So I'm going to go to a show next week, which not only has like cabs and jewelers and vendors, but it also has some slabs and rough. So that should be pretty interesting. We don't get that too often around here. Yeah, let's open this one up. A little bit of noise. Fix my pump down there. Yep, I did, Jeff. It just had some water that was backed up in the tube, and so the air was having problems going through it. I did oil it a little bit, which you can hear it stopped making that knocking noise. I don't know how long that's going to last, but we'll see. Thank you for all the thumbs up, and I appreciate you being here. Oh, we need light. How about some light? Mind your eyes. And there we go. I'm going to back it up just a tiny bit. That's a lot. There we go. I don't know if she's watching, but just my thoughts and prayers from me and Freckle Cat going out to Miss Jenny Stone. Jenny, we miss you in the chats. You're one of my favorites. Always put a smile on my face when I saw you in the chats. So I hope you're doing okay, or as best as you can. And you definitely have prayers going out from my household. So we love you. Let's see if I can bring a little bit more of a vibrant color out of this one. Yeah, it's better than the outside. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend. I guess it's a Southeast Federation something or other. Sounded more governmental than a rock and mineral show, but yeah, and I get paid on Friday, which is not good. So I gotta flatten it out a little bit. It's got that little bump right there. I could fill that in with JB Wells, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna try and keep this as clean as possible. I also know Lions Fix It Shop. Happy birthday to you. I'm not going to sing again. Last time I sung for Steven, I think I don't know if we gained 50 subscribers or lost 50 subscribers. Yeah, absolutely, Jed. I don't know if you've seen Kyle's post and Doug McGowan's post. I think it's Doug. Or maybe I just saw him in the comments. And it's amazing. So it's amazing how rocks and minerals and cabs and specimens can bring you joy even when you literally have nothing. So you can be out not doing too well and still be able to take walks, still be able to go rock hounding, and Mother Nature still provides some enjoyment even when you have nothing. It's amazing, actually. It could be. Some people do. Some people do with agates, or it could be a petrified wood or something. This is just a freeform, turquoise freeform. I've made one. I don't know where I put it. And I'm not the biggest musician in the world, but my understanding is they almost become, because a usual guitar pick has some flexibility, you have to be a lot more precise with something made out of a stone. And everybody knows the person to ask that as far as experience of guitar picks. He hates picks anyway, but Dave is just a master of the guitar in my opinion. And other musical instruments. So yeah, that's my understanding too, Jeff. My daughter does play. She goes out and busks the streets from time to time. In fact, she should go out this weekend to the art festival's going on. But she sings and plays the ukulele. If anybody that has the kahunas to get out on the streets and publicly make yourself vulnerable to feedback, I'm very proud of anybody that does that. That's hard to do. Although I guess in a mini way I'm doing it here. I don't get too many people hounding me for doing things wrong though. Move that over. Beautiful day here today. This Freckle Cat is out in the garden cleaning it up, I think. We've had 2 huge freezes that have wiped out a lot of our plants. The potted plants, even though they were covered, still died. It was a pretty hard freeze for us. I think the thing that did the best was it could be. Let's put a notch in the middle. It should be more things like that when I was a kid. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I thought I was going to go out and find me a deer and get it with my handmade willow bow that I made and an arrow out of some sort of straight stick out of the woods. Never happened. where I try to go chase the rabbits or the pheasant. Back then I had a dog, we had a family dog that was a red setter and variety. She was a little wacky, and she would go chasing anything she could, to the point she would chase the deer. The deer would jump over the brambles or the blackberry bushes in one swoop, and she would try to do the same and end up in the middle of the bush. And I'd have to go pick her out and pick all the thorns out of her fur. We do. Yes, it's turquoise. So I got a couple different types of turquoise here that we've done. Those are a couple from last week. All different shades. Yeah, we do. You just have to be really careful about the laws on artifacts. Where I live here, you can't pick up anything out of the streams or creeks or anything, even if you see it lying on the bottom of the bed. I think you can pick up fossils, but only if they haven't been dug, so you can't dig into the banks or anything like that. Outside of the county, there are different counties around here where you can. And then as far as like shark's teeth and fossils, the best thing to do is actually find out where the county is putting their lime rock on the roads. And when you know they're putting out new lime rock and they rake it out to go check the little roads that aren't tarmacked yet, so, without having to go in the woods and get into the swamps and that kind of stuff. It's from Mexico. I did see the larimar. So I was just talking about the art festival we had locally, and I think 2 years ago they sold me a little bit of rough of larimar. It wasn't nearly as high of a grade as what I got from the estate sale 4 years ago. And then last year they seemed to have a little bit less of everything as far as jewelry and pre-made stuff, and they are Dominican. And then I just went yesterday, and again it seemed like their inventory had depleted quite a lot. So I don't know if they were impacted by some of the closures of the mines in the last year, about a year and a half. I believe they're back open again, but I know they're getting really deep into those mines, and they don't have, good mining equipment. Very artisanal sort of mining. But I know they're getting pretty deep. I don't know if it's 600 feet or 600 meters, but they're getting pretty deep. Yeah, and that's something I'm going to be working on. So I'm going to be working on silversmithing, I promise. And I have some copper behind me. I got some silver to work with. I believe, just my opinion. So silver went a little crazy again on Friday, went back up to the 90s. It almost made the price that I was looking for, which was $94.64. I think it made it to $94.15. I was thinking it was going to come back down, but that was before the events that have happened in the Middle East over the weekend. So I imagine starting at 6 o'clock this evening, silver price might go over 100 again. Alright, I'm very happy with that. Let's just round it up a little bit more. I'm a little jagged in the middle there. I hope you guys don't mind me just rambling away. I appreciate all the thumbs up. And I do like the matrix in this. Let's get that a little bit closer. Do they? I don't know what. I looked at Rio, I think, Jed, last week sometime. Yeah, I think the silver will look really nice with that. So I did look at Rio last week, and I think sheet you were looking at about $105, and that's when it was in the 80s. So up to 90s, it's probably gone back up to 120 on Rio an ounce. So, but I appreciate the heads up there. I'll definitely check them out. All right, let's do. I guess we could do. No, that's green. I don't know what's in this one. That's green. Let's see if I can make some. Oh, let's try this one. Let's try sort of unknown. Pretty thick. Let's see if we can get something out of that. I might end up making this disappear though. I could cut it, but we're gonna run it. Let's run it. Do that. I gotta work on my focusing. I don't know what happened in the last week or two, but my phone started focusing by itself. Thank you, Chef Piet. Marcy, welcome in. Yeah, I saw that. I also saw somebody who was taking like copper plated brass and then taking the copper off of it, and it gives it this sort of more rustic, brassy shine to it. It's pretty neat thing that she was doing. I don't think she's on this platform though. Alright, I gotta find where my stone's gonna be in this one. I see it there, and I see it there. And I see there. I don't know if we can cut that off or not. I leave like a nugget on top of the stone. Let's do this real quick. Might do something a little different with this one. I'm going to put the girdle on like I normally do, and I may keep a high spot on the face. If it works. Let's see if it works. So I need the girdle the same angle all the way around. Alright, let's see what we got. It'd be nice. So yeah, so what do we do with that? I should almost cut it off. But we're not. I'm just gonna... This wasn't very expensive. Trying to see which side is going to give me the most turquoise color on the face is what I'm trying to do. I'm bringing this down a long way. No, not yet, Jeff. I'm going to do one today. I have zero idea how it's going to work out. Not zero, I have a little bit of an idea. But it's like a, I don't know what to say, maybe a 50-50 opal. if I do it right. I think what we're going to do, we're going to go through all these. We'll open it up. We will open it up. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, it is, dude. And I still think I have better odds than a slot machine, no? Yeah, let's see how we're doing. If you choose your material, that's why I'm kind of excited about the show next weekend. We don't get to go to many shows that aren't like, how can I put the right word? Non-minor related. I don't even know how to say it. So the gem shows that I find locally are like quick stop throughs at a conference room in a hotel, and they're okay, but I certainly don't find any rough material in those. They're usually specimens and pre-cut tabs and stuff, guide stuff. So this weekend is going to be pretty cool. They're going to have some equipment there as well, so I'm hoping to at least do some good networking as far as people locally and up into Georgia and North Carolina. Okay. Kind of like the back now, of course. Getting there. Back looks really good. I get to call in for jury duty tonight too. That's exciting. Not really. So, I'm either going to work tomorrow morning or I'm going to jury duty. I know which one I'd rather do. So I have to call after 5 o'clock tonight to see if I'm going to be expected to be in the courthouse in the morning. So I'm trying to figure out, is it better to call early or to call later in the evening? It was a nugget piece, Steve. Not a nugget anymore. Little piece dropped out right there. Let's see if I can maybe oval this a little bit better. Freckle cat is healing up finally. She's gone through multiple colors of the bruising healing up. Man, she must have hit her face hard, because where the bruises have shown up now this week, it's like half of her face. Really bad. Hey, Star. Wesley, welcome in. No, not yet on the opal. We're going to work on the opal. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they want me on it. I don't know. Sorry, I couldn't see that message that just went through. Cheers. So it was a rough first week, it really was. She's still having a little bit of issues with the sunlight, direct sunlight and light, or too long on the computer, teaching, that kind of stuff. Alright, that's not bad. A little divot there. So which side? I kind of like that side better. Let's go to the middle. Although we were already on the middle. No, it's turquoise. I don't know if I've got Amazonite out here. Yeah, maybe we'll do a double sider on this one. Let's see if I can do that. I've got to get one side right first before I go into double siding. So far, most of this stuff from Sam, Sam's Rough, the Mexican and the miscellaneous mix, is turning out really good. Two different variations, and variations in color, variations in matrix. Seems to cut pretty well. Alright, so I like this side better, I do. How am I going to do that now? Yeah, it is stuff. Thank you, Naomi. Welcome in. Yeah, welcome in to everybody that's in the chat. Really appreciate you putting in, just even putting a heart or a firework or a high or a wave or anything. It really helps. And then I was getting pretty close to 1,700, I think it was, on the subscribers. Maybe we've hit that already. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And it's always nice to have a nice girdle, right? Ah, yeah, I said that. I said that, and it went off the edge of the wheel right there. That's okay. Oh, you didn't. So not only did I do that, but where I did it, are you ready? Boink. Me and my big mouth. Wow, okay. So that changes things a little. I don't know if it was, I don't think it was fractured through there. Well, I had a little bit of a fracture there. Yep. It seems to happen at least once alive. And if this is the only thing that happens, that's okay. Well, we can fix this up real quick, I think. It certainly made it a lot smaller. And I wasn't pressing too hard. I am pressing hard now, but let's see what we can do. Sometimes the stone just tells you what it is and isn't going to do, and it just told me it wasn't going to do that for sure. That quick, how's that? You'll never even know. And it's got it's got grumpy face in the middle there too. I could. I'm not a true, I mean, unless it's like a very expensive piece, I'm not a real fan of gluing stuff back together. Even if it's like a cab of I don't know, agate or petrified wood. I mean, in this case, it really doesn't take too much from the stone. Now, if it was a really expensive slab of, I don't know, I don't even know what's the most, like some really high-end Katie's Mountain or something, and it fractured out, I might think about it. But it would have to be a really high-end piece. And then even if I did that, I wouldn't quite feel, it doesn't quite feel whole to me. I don't know if that's the right word, but I guess it is. And then when you sell it on, do you tell them? Of course you should tell them. Yeah, just not a big fan of, unless you buy it that way. So if somebody tells me that, you know, it fractured, they put it back together. I have bought some pieces, and then awesome. That's fantastic, Stephen. Thank you. Yeah, like piece of Land of Blue. I don't know what I gotta find. I have a couple of pieces, and I know it sounds insane and very unlikely, but I bought this. I bought some turquoise from a gentleman in Georgia. This is probably 3 or 4 years ago. He had all this turquoise up on eBay for a long time, and he does other stones as well. But he mostly did like pocket stones, and he did some really nice Australian boulder opal. So I bought some boulder opal from him, but he had this turquoise up, mixed bags for a long, long time, and I kept, you know, putting in different offers and haggling a little bit, and it didn't sell for like a year or two. And then when I was like, okay, I'm just going to go in and buy it, and I put in my final offer, and he sold, he told me it just sold like 15 seconds before I contacted him. So he couldn't honor the price that I'd asked, which was fair. And I was like, oh shoot, I've been looking at it, thinking about it for too long. And you know, when you see something and you're not quite sure you want it or not, buy it while you can, because it won't be there when you go back. That's the same with stones, thrifting, whatever it happens to be. And he said, you know what, though, I might still have some pieces in the shed that are in, you know, really rough bags, mixed rough bags. So he came back with like almost 2 pounds of material. And in it, he said there was some very expensive rough in there. Some of it was Denali, he was pretty sure. And he wasn't sure about stuff that looked like Landers. I don't know if it is or not. I didn't even know what Landers was at the time. And I cut it. And I didn't do a terrible job, but I didn't do my best job. I was pretty early into lapidary. So I still have those pieces. And I'm wondering if I should readdress them. Because it does look fairly similar to some of the lander that I have seen out there. But you would have to XRF it, and the likelihood of it is probably very unlikely. Yeah, no, this guy's straight up and up. I don't. He's sort of on the north side of Georgia, I believe, so close to North Carolina and South Carolina. And he does a lot of metal specimens, copper stuff from Michigan, copper stuff from the Blue Mountains and stuff, and yeah, he's actually just a super nice guy. But most of eBay, I've had a few bad experiences, and then I've had some really good experiences too. So, you know, look at where the seller's from. Look at how much they're charging. You know, if it's too good to be true, it's going to be too good to be true. I don't know if I have his stuff. I think I have his stuff on my feet. Alright, so just what we wanted was a beautiful opal. Yeah, they'll mess with you. And if they can get away with it, they do. So by the time you get around to having to do the return shipping yourself, I think that's actually, Jed, one of the reasons I like turquoise. Because I can source it here in the States. And a lot of it comes from the States. And then any of the opal that I've bought from the States or from directly from Australia. Get a better shape. This one I might have to wait and stop stick it. Sorry about that little poker outery there. Let's get in. I wonder why that's harder right there. Yeah, there's a lot of fake silver out there. And some people buy it and don't necessarily know that it's fake. Alright, pretty happy with that. Let's get a quick pic of that. I mean, that was a decent sized piece that managed to break down to, what, 15 by 10 by 4 maybe? 5? Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. What time are we at? 47? Why not bring up this stuff? I don't know what that is. Let me have a look here. See if we can shape this up. It's pretty small. I probably should dop it. Ow! Look at that. That's some pretty stuff. How am I going to do this? That almost disappears right there. Yeah, it's going to end up being too tiny. Let's try something else. We're not going to do this today, but so that was part of the Persian turquoise. But you ready for this? Look at this. This is like 100% pyrite. That will be like 3 pairs of gloves for this one. Yeah, I'll show you. Just to show you. So, pyrite, ready? Look at the color on that. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to glove up when we do this piece. Pretty. I don't know if there's any turquoise in that or not. Let's take a peek. I don't think so. Maybe a little bit. It's extremely thin. Maybe, Jet. do the opal. Kind of putting it off, but let's do the opal. And so gonna have to take this carefully. Let's have a quick look at it. Point. So that is the white cap on top there. The darker bottom's there, but that darker bottom is not very thick. So that was, yeah, that was all pyrite. So you can see the color bar right there on this side of the stone. Sorry for the focusing, it's just playing. So it's good color there. Seems to reach over here and maybe all the way to the other side. So let's get it wet. This is like a 50-50 to me, maybe. So normally you would take this white top off first, after going around the edges. And I think we're gonna have to make that decision because of how deep these little crevices here go, especially that one there. Really depends on which way up we're going to do this. So I'm going to go straight around the edges. I'm actually going to do a quick tiny rub on the bottom too, and then go around the edge, and then we'll make another decision from there. I think it might be blues, but yes, they're pretty deep, and that's what I got to work around. So I'm going to start on the less abrasive middle wheel, and I'm going to take the flat bottom down. I'm hoping this is going to be the bottom, and I'm hoping it's going to be thick enough to put some dark potch all the way across the bottom. That's the plan. But as you can see, that one's pretty deep right there. And I don't know if that hits color or not. I'm just going to do this a little bit. Let's take the edge out. I'm going to go all the way around the stone now. See where that bar is. You will see me take this off camera a little bit. I'm going to put my jeweler's light on my head so I can get a better magnification, not just through the phone. For the last one of these that we did, it did not work out, but it was a little bit smaller than this. I'm going to put my jeweler's hat on here so I can see a little bit better. And I'll show you guys what I find. I just don't want to screw this up too much by just trying to do it through the phone. So there she goes. Let's have a look in the phone. Okay, so it is a lighter gray on the bottom, but look how thin that is. And then you can see the color there, so wow. And actually that darker gray almost comes up weird. Come on. So the darker gray. Wow. Man. So that dark gray comes across here, but goes to the top. And that color is beautiful. It's in there. And sorry, it's not focusing very well. And it does touch that potch at the bottom, but man, that's a lot to take off. So I think I just have to keep bringing it in here, over here, and see where I end up with some color. Look how close that is to touching that color right there. Really not a... Hey, Anja! Not an easy decision there at all. I don't like it. Wow. Hey, Star, how are you doing today? Alright, so let's keep bringing it in. Maybe the color only goes half the stone. Come on, show up. It's not showing up. It's nice and thick here too, but like I said, it was a 50-50. I'm looking more like a 30-70 now, which is unfortunate. Still not there. So it's really just there to there right now. It's not helping me at all. Yeah, we'll see, Oscar. Should turn out good. We'll see. Gonna keep bringing that around the edge to see if that color comes out, and I don't see it. It's not coming out. Man, what a tease. What a tease. But it's also making this potch thicker. And I'm going to bring this in because we've got to get through that inclusion right there anyway, which is really thin on the potch. So I'm going to keep checking. So now I'm bringing this in right here. And I was hoping for this one. Wow. I'm gonna take a peek under this cap. I'm not gonna bring it all the way down. I want to see if it changes color in there or not. It may make a huge decision, part of my decision on whether I normally you would take that white cap off down to the face, and it is not changing color yet, so I don't need much potch on the bottom, I just need a line. But look how close it is. Concert last night. What did you go see last night, Star? Are you just getting back? Keep bringing it in. And this is going to be dodgy. So a good half of this stone is going to disappear right now. I'm just waiting for any sort of inkling of color. This could be a big piece. I guess I probably should have weighed it, shouldn't I? I weighed it last night, I forget what it was. $10, $14, so still got 12 carats left. Wet. Keep bringing it in. And I wish I could say that all the anticipation here would bring out something fabulous, but I cannot promise you on that one. Not this one. There is some color. Let's hit that pot. And it's sort of split. I don't like it. Got a little bit right there. So I'm taking a closer look. Nope. Okay, I got it all the way over there. Alright. So, I do have it all the way over here. Showing up here. Got to bring that in a little bit. I gotta try and save everything I can on this. This is not easy. Not easy. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Thank you, Star. Man. So, wow. So thin down here, but I got enough color up there that it's okay. But I don't see it really coming through here, and it's darker up the top. So. I might have to. I could have picked an easier one, couldn't I? I can't believe that pot splits right there. And then it waves over this side. I don't know. What do you think? Do we just take it off? I think I'm just gonna... I gotta take it off. Let's start taking off the top. We're gonna do the white cap first. Going really slow. Not pushing too hard either. I'm pushing harder on where it has all the potch all the way up the side. I'm not really headed over to the other side yet. This is the side that has all the potch. Really? And there's no color there yet. So I gotta bring that in anyway. So let's bring it in. Let me have a look at my color. Color's there. To there. Nothing coming through yet. Yeah, it's really just on that edge. It sucks. Let's bring it down a little, see what happens. It's there. Just how far in does it come? It's beautiful color. I just don't. I only think it comes in like 3 or 4 millimeters, which really is no good to me anyway. I'm going to go onto the other wheel just so it takes off less. Sorry I haven't seen the chat. Oscar, welcome in. Thank you for commenting. Got a little in there. Right there, and that's that edge. You can see it coming out here. But I think it may stop like right here. I think there's a line. I think the line goes like right here. Right across the middle. Let's see. Yeah, I think it goes right through here. That would be tiny. Right, let's move over. Sorry it's not very focused here. Okay, see where it is. Keep coming up here. I'm gonna work on the side that I don't think has anything, and hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised. Just dark over here. And you can see where it takes a dive right there. That's a shame. It's not a nothing, but it's not what I was hoping for. So I gotta bring all this in. See how that potch is all broken up in there? Not healthy. Almost want to flip it. See, nothing there. Bringing it in, and there's just nothing there. Oh, we have light. We have light right there. What about over here? Still nothing over here though. So let's keep bringing this one around and see where I catch it on this side. Thanks for being patient. This is not easy. Adjusting makes it easy. Wow, thank you for all the thumbs ups too. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for the old subscribers. I think we just hit 1,700 is what Stephen was saying, which is just amazing. Blows me away. Thank you so much. Very kind. Alright. Come on, Mr. Phone. There we go. So it fits right there hard. If I did it that way, would I get more? That's my question. I really don't know. See how it splits? I mean, you could make this more difficult. So it would be like that if I oriented it like that. Okay, I think I see it. It's actually, so it splits right here, but it's actually a tiny bar on top of it. And so I need to bring it in more. Wow. Let's keep going. I'm taking longer because then at least that way I know I have done my best to get what was possible out of this stone. without going too hasty and making a mistake. I mean, the stone is what it is. I can't do anything about that. What I can do is how I cut it. So it's still there. So from there, and it goes all the way around to here before I see it again. I need it to show up here is what I need it. So let's just keep going through here. Come on. Give me a little glint. I need a little glint. And don't give me a little glint on the bottom. Nothing. Still nothing. I'm really working into the middle of the stone at this point. It's not giving me anything. Come on. We're getting small. Alright, see, that's that line right there, that tiny. That bar is so thin up there. But it is there. Oh. I don't know if you can see how I'm trying to roll it. Alright, I see color. It's really just that side. It's beautiful. I'm going to get that big old sand spotch out of there. It's going to be tiny. Come on. It's got to come out. It might end up being that small. I got one tiny little glint down in there. You see that? Wow. I almost feel like I should drop it at this point. Come on, baby. Come on. I'm just going to use the middle of the wheel because that has the most wear on it. Wow. So that color's all the way through already on right that corner. That is not coming back. It's there. Thank you for your patience, especially if we don't come up with anything. But you can see it's really thin right there, probably less than a millimeter. And then got a little touch of blue poking it through. That's got to come through. I think the rest I'm going to have to do on a dop stick. That sand is super deep. It's pretty. That sand goes in pretty deep. That sand right there. I need that to join with that right there. And I don't know if it will without that sand being in there. I know I keep repeating myself, but just touching it really soft. Hey, Giant. Ooh, look at that. That's such a shame. Look at that down there, too. So I got that. At this point, do I take that hole back down? I can't get it all the way down to that. Some wonky lines here. All right. The sand is deep. Look at that pop of blue in the middle there. Is that really that piece right there? See how thick that bar is? It is not thick. I gotta take that out anyway. Alright, that's about as small as I can go without putting it on a top stick. Look at that piece of sand right in there. You know, that sand right there. This wispy one probably will come out, I hope. But, can reorient it a little bit so that I can come down on that color maybe. Kind of clean up the back some. Alright, we're pretty small. It actually is bigger than I thought it was going to be. But look how thin that bar is up there. I still got to get that out and that out, and that's right where the nicest color is. Let's see if I can bring that out a little bit more. Right. So close. I think it'll come out, but I'm going to leave it. Definitely brighter up the top here. But it's not nothing, so I can't say it's complete failure on that one, but I am going to have to put it on a little toothpick or something. So maybe we'll finish that up on spatula up there. I wish we could finish it now, but I've got to save as much of the stone as I can. So let's do this. It is now just under 2 carats. And I'll tell you what, so when somebody says a carat stone, I always think it's bigger than this. Right now this is going to have a little bit of the bottom taken down. So if I can end up with a carat out of this, I'll be very happy. If I can get some broccoli out of this, maybe even nicer. Shoot. Look at that. I almost want to bring it back over this side, tilt it this way, and come through the back, but then it gets thicker on this side, so it really doesn't make any help. Hey Hoss, how you doing today? So that sand's got to come out there, hopefully, and that's a bit of a chunker, but it goes into color on color, so it should just come out, that piece of sand there. All right, well, thanks on that one. Let me put it away safe before I drop it. So if you didn't see the one from the last live, this was the finished of the last one. Do this right and drop it. Boop, 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 boop. Missed it. This one came out fantastic. One of my better opals ever. Get rid of that. So out of the three, two of which I thought were maybe 50-50, maybe less, to get 1.5 decent ones out of it, I'm actually pretty happy. And then the back was gorgeous too. How dark and deep that blue is. It's like something from the Webb telescope or the Hubble. All right, let's put them away before I lose them. Put that one in there as well. And oh, there it is. Thought I lost the lid. All right, we're going to go on. We're going to finish up these other stones on these other 3 wheels, and then we'll take them onto the Zam. So let's come over here. Oopsie. Boop, boop, boop. Tighten that up a little. Hey, Crocker. How you doing, Crocker? Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. A lot going on in the world right now. And then we have our normal life things too, so it can be a little much. Despite, Freckle Cat taking a floor to the face or the face to the floor, she's doing better, so I'm happy with where our life is at. So we're doing all right, but I have a few friends that need help. I know that Jenny Stone out there needs some help, and we're all extremely fortunate, is all I can say. So, all right, I got 1, 2, 3, 6 we got to finish on here. We're going to start off with the Buffalo. Started to get a nice shine. This was quartz, calcite, and black chert. It is not a turquoise. It is found in the turquoise and ferrocite region, Tonopah, Nevada. It is from the Artisans Mines, who have many claims over there. So let's just see if we can finish this one up, and then we'll hit this with the yeah, the blue and purple was opal. Gorgeous stuff. And I have a few other pieces that may hopefully turn out the same way. Let me just go along. I got to remember the lines that we did with this one. When did we do this? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Gotta go across my same lines. And I believe this is meant to do well with the Zam stuff. So being it, so they call it turquoise, but it's not turquoise. And we have 3 main minerals in here that all have different hardnesses. So it's a little tricky to cut. Roll it a little bit. I think actually this is Crocker cigar. Thank you, ID. It's good looking stuff. It's really the first time I've ever cut it. And as you can see, you can have these little quartzy, druzy pockets in it too. And that's because of the calcite and the quartz mixing. You can see the waves in it too of the different minerals. And then this is the black chert, or broken up black chert on the back. So it's a nice piece. around it a little bit. Being that it is March 1st, I think I get my first check from Google coming up this month, which is just amazing. And that's from people like Steve and Tanya and North Star, Star Winters. If you don't know their channels, there's North Star and Star Winters. Star Winters is over in England, and she's been showing us around the north of England, as well as her lovely garden. Yeah, Crocker, sometimes I don't know until, you get a piece of material and you sort of have this implanted belief that, because they do sell it as turquoise and it's not a turquoise. And it wasn't until maybe 2 or 3 years ago that I found out it wasn't a turquoise. I just thought it was a turquoise that didn't have any color in it due to the lack of copper or zinc in it. But that is not the case. I'll start pushing a little bit harder on these finer wheels. Thank you, Crocker. That's so kind. You're a gem. But you are a gem. We know that. A lot of us know that. You have helped out the community in ways that a lot of people might not understand. And so we love and appreciate you for that, Crocker. Plus, you make us laugh. Going to be pretty quick. As long as I did my work on those first 3 wheels, it should be pretty quick. And I'll polish this with the ZAM, but I won't charge any ZAM on this because there are a few little natural fractures and crevices on this one. Like in there, like the little cave right here. That'll clean up some nice. So it'll actually be really nice to have a little bit of druzy in the pocket there. A black shirt on the top. And a little bit of everything on this one. Rolling the cigar. I guess it does have that, maybe that's from practicing. From back in the day. Never thought about that. Those are the little gems, and the gems I can either give to other people, which I try to do, or they go towards the channel. Alright, I think that's good. I sort of already put these up in shorts, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's do this one. I never filled this one in. It was a little white piece that popped out of here, and I'm just going to leave it. I might fill it at a later date, but this is the confetti candy from Sam over at Specialty Cabs and Block. He's been getting a lot of shout outs on the channel of late, but yeah, super kind gentleman, so yeah, no problem shouting out Sam anytime. And that's the truth with anything. So if there's ever a material that you see on here and you want to know where I sourced it from, or if I still have access to it, just reach out to me. You can reach out to me pretty much any comment on any short, on any video, or any live, and I will see it. I don't see it down right now at the bottom right now either, so I don't know what's going on. I'm afraid to touch things. Let's see. Pinned live stream. Okay. Yeah, sometimes there's little gems down the bottom. I don't know if that's a US thing only, maybe. Then you have your super chats, and yeah, that's about it. And I still need to open up my community. I don't know why I keep forgetting to do it. Pretty sure I have it set. Moderation. Maybe this will help. I don't know. So I'm just looking at a few different things on here. I don't see anything else I can do. Get that done. Thank you, Chrissy. Little love back to you as well. Got a lot of lucky numbers up there. I see 33, 96, and 6. So if you didn't know the new binary, it's 3, 6, and 9. Thank you, Chris. Glad you could make it in. And one day I just got to read through all my subscribers. I think there's 1,700 of you now, and I'd really like to give all of you a shout out. I can't see all of them. I can only see the ones where people make public. And it doesn't matter to me whether you put it public or not. I like that it's public because then I can see you and I can thank you for it. We're at 1,700. I think we're going to do probably a little reward at 1,750, or a gift, or whatever you want to call it. Non-YouTube affiliated. And I went and saw my lovely friend down at the art festival yesterday. And she's more of a beater, and she makes earrings and stuff, but for the last, I think, 3 years, I've gone, and I don't know when it happened, but somewhere around here in this area, somebody came through. Let's see, is this it? I think this is it. Yeah. So somebody came through with a whole bunch of Sleeping Beauty, and she's been selling me these little Sleeping Beauty pendants for a while. I hope I don't drop all these. I'm going to leave them in the bag. But I think we're going to end up giving one of these away. So Just that natural look, and she puts a little bail on it. Some of these say 925 on it. I'm not 100% sure that they are. And then they are little steel chains. I think we'll give one of these away. That's actually probably Chinese. But I've been buying little of this from her for 3 years now, and I love them. They're like glass. They're really, really nice. She's really, really nice. I think she said she was 80 at this point. And yeah, just a really nice lady. So I would go there to say hi even if she wasn't selling anything. And then she gives me prices that are like, I don't even know how she makes any money off of it. She had earrings that she'd made for like $2. I'm like, you can't do that. She's like, oh, well, I've had them so long, it's time to get rid of that inventory. And then I picked 3 of those, and she wouldn't take any money for them. And then I tried giving it to her daughter, and her daughter's like, no. So I think her daughter's ready to stop vending. It's a lot to be a vendor. A lot of packing, unpacking, pricing, smiling at people that aren't always 100% smiling back. So, and you got to pay for the spot. It's a lot to be a vendor. It's unappreciated, I think, a little. Right, Crocker? I have a hard time clearing out anything. But we're going to do some sales on this channel in the year as well. Same reason. I have some beautiful pieces now, and they're starting to add up. I showed some of them to my friend there at the art festival, and she's like, you need to come give us a class. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to give classes. But she's like, no, if other people have told you you should be giving classes, you should be giving classes. And I still don't feel that way. Maybe I'm just nervous about being in front of a small class. I don't know why, because I'm pretty loud. Alright, Crocker, that's good to know. Yeah, I'll definitely post it. And they won't be crazy prices. They'll be, you know, prices for what I paid for the material, which a lot of you know already. And then, yeah, just the work I put into it, really. And it'll be just so I can get new material to keep on showing you guys. I say to show you guys, but really it's to show me, and then I get to share it with you guys. How about that? But this is Sam's material. I love Sam's acrylic material. The colors he's able to get are just outstanding. It takes a beautiful polish, and a little bit of fun to go along with Mother Nature, but he just enhances Mother Nature. So this is a turquoise, a howlite, a little bit of gibbsite, and then I believe this is either a dyed howlite, maybe? I don't think it's dyed turquoise. I think it's a dyed howlite to get that really bright color. Well, that's good to know too, Chrissy. Yeah, I thought so. If you ever see a piece that I'm cutting that you can be interested in, I have set up a new email specifically for the channel, and we'll see if we're going to fix this along the way. It's RocksAlot at outlook.com. Yeah, whatever, man. So this one does have that little straggler in there that ran away last live. I may, by the suggestion of North Star, maybe put a little piece of turquoise in there and recut that. But yeah, if you ever see something that you like along the way, the prices aren't expensive. You do have to pay for shipping, obviously, and I'm just happy to share some of these out if you're interested. But Sir period RocksAlot at outlook.com. We are in the United States, so to go to international shipping, it does get a little more expensive, especially with customs and things like that, which I'm not 100% on. But if you know Robert over at Global Prospecting, he does ship out to England. I know he does that. So I wanted to get with him on the best ways to do that and the cheapest way for you guys. So let's finish off these. We got 4 to go, and then we're going to hit the Zan. Didn't take long. Pretty thin up there. I need to make that a bit thicker so the shape's going to change a little bit. And I have to be honest, so I haven't had any commissions from the jeweler as of late. It feels so good. I like just being able to cut the stones that I have and not have the added pressure of trying to calibrate a stone into an old setting. I can do it. I will continue to do it because it gives me good practice. Is it my most fun thing to do in the world? It is not. I like to be able to be on live with you guys, cut these stones, whether they're freeform or oval shape. Do some really nice little discoveries into something like this and turning it into something like that then turns into something like this. And that's a lot of fun to me. It also helps me blank out the real world a little bit. Which tomorrow I'm so excited I get to fall into jury duty. Isn't that going to be fun? Really awesome. Is that by choice or because I have them in my display cabinet? Ostrich and was labeled as fence opal. I have a feeling it may have been Cuba Petey, and then a piece of boulder opal that came out really nice as well. Are you still running your channel, Huss? I don't know if you were. I don't know, Scar, it depends, you know. If you asked me for something, I would happily price it out individually without even having to do it on a live. Doing lives is a little difficult. So it's not easy, Scar. So if you do if you do a set price, you give it to the first person that says yes to that set price, which maybe they just have better internet than the rest of us. Or do you do a starting bid? Because then with a starting bid, everybody gets a chance to get in there, whether they have good or bad internet. So it's a good question, though. Yeah, well, if anybody's on there, please go over to Haas's channel and sub. He's just getting going, but I was just getting going. Wow, I guess it's been 5 years now. I can't believe it's been 5 years. And it all started with Miss Freckle Cat buying me a lot. Well, there were two parts that got me going into this. One was Miss Freckle Cat buying me a small parcel of opal, actually off of Facebook, and they turned out really nice. I still have a few pieces of that. Maybe I'll break those out. So half of this I get to blame on her, which is great, and then the other half was my own doing. But I was at an estate sale, and the person, it's an odd story actually, how it all connected, but the person had passed away, and they were doing an estate sale, and he had some amazing specimens and rough and slab pieces. It wasn't my thing at the time, but I did find the beauty in all the materials. It was the first time I was introduced to like Florida coral agate, and he had some huge branches of coral that had been polished up from the outside. Just amazing stuff. And so I looked around. I got a couple of specimens in there that were like silver crystals, crystallized silver. But there was a lot in there that was out of my price range at the time. I wish I had it now. And but I bought quite a few slabs. I became very friendly with the person who ran that sale, and they are still my friends 5 years later. Maybe, wow, it's longer than that. It's 6 years actually. It's 6. How long have I been there? It's been 6.5 years that I've been into this. So then I went out to the garage, or garage, and all the Christmas ornaments and everything were out there. And I spotted a box under a table where all the Christmas decorations were. And on the top of that box was a huge chunk. I can't tell you how big it was. You can't see it in here. It was probably 6 to 7 inches long by 3 inches by 4 inches, 3 inches by 3 inches of goldstone. And I've never really seen goldstone before in a huge chunk like that. I guess I've seen it in jewelry before. So I went and asked the gentleman, who's still a friend of mine too, how much for the box of rocks. And I didn't really dig through the box. I just went on that one piece that was on the top, and I bought that box for $10. I'll bring it out. I'll bring some of those pieces out on Thursday. I've sold some of the slabs because I never knew I was going to get into lapidary. But hey, Koa, how you doing? Koa, it means when you hit that subscribe button, like you've already hit that subscribe button to me. Koa was the winner of the last reward for 1,500 subscribers, and I did read out the letter the other day, or the email, which was very kind of them. How many we got in here? Yeah. So then I took the stones home, pulled them out, and this gentleman, the gentleman who had done it, I'm just going to call him Jim, I won't use his last name, but had taken little cards, written on the card exactly what each specimen was, and then he'd taken a little whiteout, painted that onto the stone, and then put a number on that too. So I still use those index cards because I don't know what all of them are, but it also really helped me remember what they are. And there are a bunch of agates in there. I got this beautiful, like, high-sized piece of varisite, I'll have to bring some of those rocks out. I've shown them off a couple of times, but not in the bag. So yeah. So yeah, Co was going to start a channel too, I believe, or at least their household was. I think they have the ability maybe to do some rock pounding where they're from. So to make it a family adventure would be cool. That's great, we'll be watching. And of course we'll give you a shout out anytime that you go live. Or the channel goes live. This is one we did today. Got some nice colors to it. Go around the girdle, make sure it's nice and even. And then I am going to do some silversmithing. I am a beginner. I mean, a bit of beginner. But I think I can handle it. And we're going to see what kind of mistakes I can make and what kind of creative pieces we can make with some of the stones that I've cut. That is the plan. Hey Hetty, welcome in. Hey Minty, I didn't see you pop in. Yeah, it's so individual, Chrissy, to do the different colors of turquoise. Like I'm a big Neela fan. I don't know if I've got one out here, but just to have those. These are all turquoise, all different shades. I mean, depends on how you set it. But I think the colors and the shapes and things speak differently to different people. And we all have our preferences. And this is all no filter on here. So there's no added color or anything like that. I think I have a couple of shorts where I've added some sort of filter. But I would say 99% of, I'd say 99.5 of my videos have zero filter on them. They're really just what you see is exactly how they are in person. Alright, I like it. Just feel for facets. See any facets. Very low dome, but the girdle's straight all the way around. And a little bit there. And let's get onto that third wheel. And then we got two after this. And then we're hitting the Zam machine. I like to polish my backs too. So with stabilized, 95% of turquoise is stabilized. Whatever anybody wants to tell you, I don't know if that's just the case. And so if it's been stabilized in a decent manner, then I should be able to cut it without backing it. So that's about 3 to 4 millimeters, maybe 3.5 millimeters. And I say that, but then we broke that other one. So once it gets inside of a bezel, it should hold any weakness together. But you know, when it's stabilized, it's pretty strong stuff. I wish I could do this, but I'm not going to do it. almost to Zam Zam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was a beautiful color, especially with the sort of yellowy matrix on it. This one did have a little bit of a facet I felt earlier, right here. It's a little lower on this edge here. Let's take care of that. Okay. Hey, Stas. Thank you. Yep. Pretty amazing. Uh-oh. Who are you? Mister? Can you say hi? Here we got somebody wants to say hi. Think. Put the smiley face on. Boop. Hello. That's Toby. Just coming in to say hi. Yep, Croc, we're moving on to the Zam. Hi, buddy. That's just Crackle Cat's favorite part of the day, too. Alright. He likes to show off. Oh, hello. He was very vocal last night. I was up 3 times. The Freckle Cat was up I don't know how many times. And, a little sleep deprived. But he's pretty cute. And even our cat has taken a liking to him somehow. I don't know how that's possible. He doesn't like people. Baboons. Now this, like this. This is nice. This actually is a turquoise. The other green that you may see around is a Canadian gaspiite. There's also an Australian gaspiite, I believe, and quite likely a Mexican gaspiite, but this is a turquoise. And I love the green on this. It's got a really nice tint of blue to it as well. Maybe doesn't come across on the phone that well. Pretty, look at that. I love the matrix in this. Sort of matrix with almost like dendrites in it. That cross at the top there. Yeah, he's a lot of work. But it was that we've done, you know, we've adopted before, and we do have a giant cat, like a fluffy cat, and when I say giant, he's got to have hit 20 pounds at this time. He does have a bit of a belly that swings from side to side, but he thinks he's the emperor. He has some vicious claws and paws. He is mostly inside. He protects us. So he acts more like a dog than a cat. And we just didn't see this time how maybe when we got him as a kitten we could have done with adopted a dog. But we decided to put in like you said, it's a little bit of extra effort. Because it is just like having a kid almost. You got to wake up during the night like 3 times, take them out, and but somehow our cat hasn't eaten him yet. And we are amazed by that, to tell you the truth. I'm not just saying that. So we're hoping it stays that way. I left all of the extra. Let me polish that down a little bit more. Just a little. That's not bad. Get that one. I don't know why I hadn't done the back on this one. Do I keep going or do I leave it? I think I leave it. Alright, we got one more to go. And then we're on the van. I appreciate you all being here so much. Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm going to go back and bring it down. Sorry about this, but it shouldn't take long. Should be able to bring those little caves out of there. Maybe. I don't want to get too thin on it either. Uh-oh. You can get my... Gonna plug you guys in. Hope that plugged in. Excuse me 1 second. I gotta make sure my phone gets plugged in here. About to lose you guys. I thought I had my phone plugged in, which I did, but I did not check the adapter, and the adapter wasn't plugged in, or it had triggered. Wow. Who the chickens did that? Boss, thank you so much. Boss, thank you so much. I did not see that happen. That's so kind. You really didn't have to do that. Wow. I miss anybody else? Thank you, Chrissy, for subbing over at Haas. If you guys don't know Haas, please go over to his channel and subscribe. Hey, Reptile, how are you? I'm super glad you could make it in. He's an extremely experienced materialist. Knows his materials probably better than the rest of us. Well, they do anyway. Yeah, hopefully I'm going to have enough to keep the flashlight on when we get the light on the phone when we move over to the Zen. All right, let me do this one real quick. Got one little one, the little one that broke, that we fixed back up, and we are done. And we'll hit the Zen. All right, that's not going to come out right now, but the front looks fantastic. Hello to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much. Old subscribers, I love you guys to death. You have no idea. Thank you. All right. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, and we got the little baby one to go. So this was about twice the size. Thank you, Eddie. It's a Diamond Pacific Genie. I don't know. If I find any money in the next 3 to 6 months, maybe looking for an add-on machine. This one, so John Delaney that you see in the chat sometimes, super nice gentleman. He worked for Baldor Motors for many years on a much larger scale than what I'm working with here, mostly with, like, you know, in Detroit and some of the car manufacturers and stuff. So he's been giving me a few tips on how to clean my motor up. I am not a mechanic or an electrician. If you give me instructions, I can follow them. So I'm hoping I can clean up my motor a little bit. I'm sure it's pretty dusty in there, and probably might need some sort of retrofit on the bearings. But the machine is over 25, going on 30 years old. So if that doesn't speak for itself, I don't know what does. But I don't know many machines of any kind or any motorized equipment that lasts for 30 years that's made today. Hey Skylar, how you doing today? Thank you for saying hi. Really appreciate that. Skylar, I have a friend called Sky who does glass work. Very talented at blowing glass and does the festivals around here. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. And I know his son does jewelry with all the Fordite and different paint jewelry. We're doing pretty good, Skylar. We're doing really good, actually. It's a beautiful day. Take the world news out of it, I'm doing great. And I'm cutting stones on my Sunday afternoon. I have all you guys sharing and chatting and helping. And yeah, what a great way to spend my afternoon. Next week we're going to the Rock and Mineral Show. Not Tucson, but a local show. And they will have rough and slabs and equipment, so I don't know if I'm going to have to hide the checkbook or not. Stuff's soft right there. That is soft. Okay, hold on 1 second, let me finish this one off, and then Toby said he had something to say. Give me that. Just a little one. Yep. Toby's hanging out here, and he doesn't get scared of the machine, which is pretty neat. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, he's not scared of this noise at all, and he's only about a foot away from me right now. So. If I concentrate, I can do this pretty quick. Hi, Emily. We are cutting stones, so I just finished this last one, and I can show you the 5 that we're gonna, or the 6 that we're gonna go on and polish. So before we do that, there we go. Look at that. So we're gonna go on to the final polish on these. I can turn it off. Turn that off and take off the jeweler's little helmet thingy-majiggy. And then hopefully I got enough. Hopefully I got enough. Let's see.
You need light?
No, I need to plug this in. Let's move you over. Well, let's say hi. Toby had something to say, I think.
Hi everybody. Hi. I haven't had a March before. I've never been alive during March before. But you know what March is? Sometime in March, my dad has a day that's special. And
Yep.
the next 10 days, my dad has a day that's special. But I can't tell you what day because I don't know.
Okay.
Because I'm just a dog.
Yep. Special day coming. All right, let's go do this. Let's do this. Going to take you over to the Zam. Who knew that we had a speaking dog? He's got all kinds of talents, that dog. He talks. He does sit. He does rollover. He does pretty sit.
Zam live.
Yep, we go Zam live. Hey Lola, welcome in. What do we gotta do here? We gotta undo this. Hey Ryan. Ryan, you've been timing it pretty good. Zam time. So let's just go in a little bit. Move over a little bit. Perfect. Alright, did I get them all? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And drop the little one. Right, well, I think I dropped the little one somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's do the buffalo. So we're going to do the buffalo because I want to put some extra wax on here. This is a Zam. It is a chromium aluminum oxide wax. Great with phosphates, but I'm not going to charge it because I want to do the buffalo. And the buffalo does have a few little sort of druzy pockets and things in it. And I don't want the wax to get stuck in there. Thank you, Starwind. He's getting quite bold. All right, let's turn this on. There we go. And we're going to get a quick before. And we'll see if we can... So let's get a quick look at that chart right there. And see if this polishes up any better. Which it should. Oh, I can plug in my phone. Hopefully it doesn't go boom. Awesome. All right, we should be good. All right, here we go. I do the back first, especially with this one. So I normally do the back first because I like to test whether the Zam's going to have a chemical reaction with the stone. Most phosphates, I would say 99% of the phosphates I've ever polished on here have never had a reaction. But I've never done the white buffalo on here before. And it is not turquoise. So white buffalo is not turquoise. Comes from the same area. It came out pretty good. Let's see it. gunking up everywhere. So, not bad. Let's do the edges. So the White Buffalo is a quartz, calcite, and black chert mix. Some call it turquoise. It is not a turquoise. Reptile, I might be interested. Depends what sizes, though. Is it over on Discord? Alright, let's get the front. And Reptile, what area is it, if I may ask, of the States? Getting the edges here. I will know more about my money position tomorrow, I think. Okay. So, first time, excuse me, first time cutting White Buffalo. Definitely a learning experience. Understanding the different hardnesses of the different minerals that make the makeup of it. I didn't know it had druzy in it, so that would be the quartz. Yeah, that's exactly it. This is artisan stuff. That's all. It's all Tonopah, Nevada. Same area as the Broken Arrow Veracite came from. There's some really nice turquoises that come out of there as well. Okay, let's see how we did on the polish. So polished pretty good. The white area is polished much nicer than the chert, but chert still took a bit of a polish. Okay, let's do the blue. A little bit of blue here. I'll do the back. Hey, whatever, man. That's probably a little far for me. Like it's on the opposite corners. I mean, I do have cousins up that way. Alright, let's have a look at the back. See how that's going. So that is polishing up really nice. And then we're going to do the front. Here, wait 1 second. Let's get a pre-picture of this so you can kind of see how the light, it's actually not that bad and I haven't polished it. So we'll see if we can make that better. Let's get these edges. It's Zam. It's pretty cheap stuff. You can buy it on Rio from Diamond Pacific. There's a lot of different places. You can get it on eBay. Now it is a wax. Don't be fooled by it coming in rock hard. When I first bought it and I got this rock hard sort of cylinder of wax, I was a little disappointed. But it's actually meant to be, it's not a wet wax, if that makes any sense. So it does really well with phosphates and a few other materials, halides. And you can change it with different materials just to give it a try. I like to try it on different things, from boulder opal to agates to petrified woods. I find those actually do better with the cerium, but I like to do comparisons from time to time just to see what works. But it's a chromium aluminum oxide, I think is what it says. Alright. This is polishing up pretty good. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I forgot to back you guys up. Sorry for the zooms. Toby gets the zoomies. Here we go. Let's see. That's pretty nice. It's a nice stone. Beautiful color. Thank you for the smileys and the hearts. I will. I can save it. I'll probably cut another piece. So this piece in particular had that little pop out right there, just so you know. It's a beautiful stone. And I may drill that out a little bit and put another piece of turquoise in there or something else in there. So let's do the greeny greens. Love this color. And let's do a front and back pick. No, not quite. Sorry, you have to have a minute of time before you can do a highlight. I like to do the highlights on here. Just helps me remember what stones I've finished and when I finish them, because it dates everything on my camera. And then I can go back in, put the names to it, the date, where I was, which I'm always in the same space. So I don't know why I said that. I don't think I've polished anywhere else. I could tell you guys around my house where I'm polishing. That's the only thing that changes on my location. Let's get the edges done. You can do the front. You can see the polish on the back, even though that's mostly matrix. Let's have a peek. So that's the back. Actually polished up a little bit. You see the little crevices in there, but those are okay. I'm surprised the wax didn't get stuck in there. It didn't. That's good. You too, Star Winter. Thank you so much. Thank you for being you. I really mean that. You're funny. Yeah, go check out Star Winter's channel. She makes me laugh. I don't know if she'll make you laugh, but she makes me laugh. Let's get this one done. That's neat. Seems to be quite a few sort of engineers slash mechanic more blue-collar people in lapidary. I guess you have to know your machines. And when you're forced to work on them yourself, you kind of learn pretty quick, because it can be expensive to have somebody else working on your machine. Let's just do a quick back here. Do a quick check just to make sure it's polishing, which it is. And we'll take another quick peek at the front. Thanks for the thumbs up there. Hey there, Opal guy, welcome in. I assume you've probably been over at Kyle's. I know he's doing a sale today. Which, if anybody wants specimens or rough or cabochons, pretty much anything, Kyle has it on his list somewhere. And also a really funny guy, hard worker. I mean, between him and Amy, they're on pretty much 7 days a week, even with the kids. And if he doesn't have something, he can pretty much source it for you if you ask him. Or enough people asking. Alright. So, there's the front. This is gorgeous, actually. You're right, Crocker. This is a really nice piece. Good polish on it. Just gotta wait a second. Let's have a look at the back too while we're waiting. Back wasn't too bad. Ooh, I'm doing this left-handed. Not a good idea. I'm hoping he's chasing the squirrels. Alright. Dun, dun, dun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do the baby one, and then we'll do the block. Little piece. It was a much different shape when we started. It's got to come off there. Let's polish it up. Hopefully it doesn't go for a ride. Ooh, that's hot. Hot, hot, hot. That's the test shot. Let's see how we did. And that's the back. It's coming up pretty good. It does. I mean, so the chrysoprase, I have some beautiful, I should bring it out. I've never cut the chrysoprase that I have. It's just a beautiful slablet. It's probably 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick of just gemmy, gorgeous Australian chrysoprase. Yeah. Don't know why I haven't cut it. I think so. Some of the materials that I have, if they're high quality, I tend to hold on to them longer before I cut them. And I think that's because I wanted to learn more about cutting rocks myself and get more experience, so that when I did cut the higher quality materials, I knew something about what I was doing. And I think I'm pretty much there. That's not a terrible walk, that opal guy. It's like I did the dash and dine at the art festival yesterday, because it's pretty much the same vendors that have been there the last few years. So I went and saw the friends and people that I wanted to see what new stuff they had. Did a quick chat with them, and then got some kettle corn for Feckle Cat, which is a must, and then came back home. So it was a quick sort of dip and dash at the festival. I did rather well, but I can't watch everybody's lives because it's more money and more money. This is gorgeous. I actually love this little piece. So even though it ended up breaking, to get us down to this shape and size, it came out really nice. So I'm starting to get the sunlight coming in from my right here. Actually, that's eBay telling me I sold something. I sell a lot of books on eBay that I've had for a long time. Okay, one more to go. And it is on this one, I have to be careful about getting any wax stuck in where that little piece, it was actually a white piece that fell off, so a little piece of the howlite fell out. And so I got to be careful when we're going on the Zam with this, because I don't want it to clog up in here. So let's get a quick tree picture. Really? Almost done. There you go. All right, let's get this done. Let's do the back. This tends to polish up really nice. It's already got a decent polish on it. And that's just from the 3000. These long stones are not the easiest thing to do on a genie, because the stone is wider than the wheel, and then obviously the wheel is circular, so it's hard to get these straight lines without digging into the stone or material that you're working with. Quick peek. I didn't finish the back, but it looks pretty good. Let's get these edges. So this was the confetti candy. Looking good. And just do the top. Okay, let's take a peek. Yes, nice stuff. Look at that. Up closer. Gets a really nice polish to it. Love the blocks that Sam makes. So, especially Cabs and Block is Sam on Etsy. Let's do that. And that's it. We're done. Let's turn off the machine. Yes, we can do this. Let's line them up. Get them lined up. Let's turn that off. And we'll have a peek. So those all came out great. Turquoise, 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 turquoise. Sam's Block Confetti Candy and White Buffalo, which is a quartz calcite and black chert. Oh, he's getting tough. And, ooh. Almost lost that one. Listen, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the support you guys are giving. I can't believe that, the amount of people that have come into chat, the subscribers, people hitting that thumbs up. It all helps. Thank you to all those that threw out the gems at me today. Love you for that. Thank you. It goes to other people because I just passed them on, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it too. Very seriously, with the way the world's been for the last week or so, take care of each other. Most of all, take care of yourself. It's really important. And thank you so much, guys. Love you. And we'll see you in the next one. I will be live. Thank you, Chrissy. I will be live on Thursday around 6 o'clock and Sundays on 2. So thank you all. I just hit that 1700. We're looking at 1750. And yeah, looks fantastic. Thank you so much. Bye now. Love you.